This is a story about a woman born in Chicago, raised in Michigan, who became a young mother of four with four baby fathers that was told it was too late for her. Yet and still, she ended up finding a man with no kids, marrying him, and having an additional child. This is the story of Shavon, a episode I'm sure you'll like. And if not, fuck it, I tried. Welcome to the Fit Podcast.
Let's get a little bit of history and background. Where you from?
Well, I'm born in Chicago, Illinois, but I'm raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 616. So I'm pretty much rare to to say.
What age did you get to Grand Rapids?
I want to say 12, 11 going on 12. And before I made it to Grand Rapids, I lived in Muskegon. Shout out to Muskegon 231. I went to Angel. Angel was a school back then. It's called M-Tech now. I lived on Allen Street and Apple, a couple other places for a minute. So I give about 3 years there, John. So I say I left Chicago about 7.
Okay.
10,
Was it
yeah,
difficult
and then 11.
adjusting and bouncing from city to city, lifestyle to lifestyle?
Oh, yes. It was very difficult. It was hard because of my language. Like, when I first came up here, I'm like, what's up, Joe? Like, like how we talk. Everybody like, Joe, that ain't my name. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I be running up to people like, oh, you think shit's sweet? Da, da, da. So my lingo was just like off rip. They knew like she's not from around here. Then I was very aggressive because everything down there is just hit and fight, like off rip. Like it ain't no share. Like as soon as you climb off the porch, as soon as you double, it's what's up.
So growing up in these different areas, have you found it difficult calling a place home? Which one do you relate to more? Would it be more Chicago or Grand Rapids?
My home.
Okay. So struggle between Muskegon, Grand Rapids.
No, that was just my journey, but my headstone will lie here.
Okay. How was the parenting? Did you have like both parents involved or just yourself?
So
and your
my dad
mother?
was a kingpin. He was a killer. One of the realest niggas I try to remember. He got deported about 6 years old. About 6 years old of my life. And my mom has been my rock to my day, but my mother did drugs. So she was fighting the addiction of crack. My mom's 18 years clean today. Thank you.
Man, round of applause. Big time.
But it left me out there.
Going back to your father, deported where?
He got deported from Chicago, Evanston, to be exact, Brown Street, doing his stomping grounds. My father was the second to the last of 6 kids. They all was Jamaican. They all was a problem.
So Jamaica.
Kingston, to be exact.
Okay. You think you could kick that little accent real quick, just a little bit? You think you got that Jamaican accent there?
I do when I talk to my
people.
people.
Long gone.
No. When I talk to my people, it'll come out. You know what I'm saying? But I can't just
act like I'm your people. Act like I'm your uncle. Big uncle.
It don't work like that. It's an energy thing.
Blood of mercy. Oh, that's not even close, wasn't it?
No.
Okay. No. Take away from that. Now, granted, when you were growing up and your father was involved, not involved due to, his interaction in the streets, did you have any kind of disgruntled thoughts about him or the lifestyle? Did you, man?
I was such a little girl, but what I do remember is my mother's cries. When I mean he used to beat the shit out of my mom, John, he used to beat the shit out of my mama. So what I can remember, I do not like.
Okay.
I developed a more secure bond and relationship with my dad via social media that made me love him up into his dying days, which was only a couple months ago. But when I was under his care and in his reach, my dad was not to be toyed with.
What's your relationship currently with your mother since she's been clean?
That's my best friend. Like, outside of my husband, my mom is my best friend. Like, I never have a soldier in this battlefield stronger than her. I don't see it. And I don't fault her for anything, because her actions led for me to be a dog.
No doubt, no doubt. What was one of your finest memories growing up in your childhood, like the good things?
Okay, well, my mom bought me a purple bike. Somebody stole that bitch. Chicago.
Yeah.
But she did. She bought me a purple bike. I loved it, the bike. I want to say, John, no bullshit, I had the bike for about 2-3 days. We went into local little, what was it, like a Ralph's? Like, not like a
Okay.
Dominic's back then, but it was like one of the local ones, kind of like Ralph's is up the street and shit.
Yeah.
And somebody stole my shit. Like, we put it out there. We went in there real quick. I think I might have wanted a snack. Came out, it was gone. But just to see her come down the street with that bike, for me, just meant so much. And then she also put on a big ass Christmas one year. We lived on 61st in Indiana, and I was with my sister dad, and her and my sister dad did their big one. That was one of the biggest Christmases we ever had, because we ain't had that many.
Nice. Do you have any pets? Do you like pets?
To be honest, I love dogs, but I've always been around cats, and I know people wouldn't think that about me, but I got a very strong relationship with cats.
Are you big on
Very
drinking, smoking, or anything like that?
I smoke from time to time weed, but I can't handle it because I have such a strong discernment. Weed triggers things, and it really shows me who people are, and I don't like to be in the realm
Okay.
per se. I'll drink. I'll have a couple shots. I love sex on the beaches. I love sour amarettos, little shit like that. But I'm a wine drinker. I find peace in wine.
No
It's-
doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nice cold glass of
Even
wine.
Jesus turned water into wine.
You know what I'm
So,
saying?
yeah.
So I feel him on that.
He didn't turn it to Hennessy, so I get that. So tell me, growing up, how did you excel in school?
I was very smart but dumb, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is I had a hard time paying attention. But if you showed me, I get it. So I copied a lot, like, you know what I'm saying, off the girls that was really book smart. I did what I could, enough to graduate, and then I was just a class clown type of girl in the hallways.
Okay.
Some bullshit. So I was smart, but I was dumb.
All right. When you realized that, what grade you were in? Like more like junior high.
Like when I
elementary?
realized what? Can you specify a little more?
Well, you said in school, what grade that you felt that you were pretty much smart but dumb? Like you
About
start
10th
feeling that in
grade,
junior
about-
high? Was it
About
high
10th,
school?
11th grade.
Okay.
About 10th, 11th grade, I realized, like, get it together.
Right. Did you ever think education was something vital at that time or not really?
It is to a certain extent, but I still don't feel like it's everything. I'm sorry. I'm going to just be
Right.
real. Like, I don't
Right.
push my kids to go to college and all, because I feel like it's a fast track to debt. And I feel like your best teacher will be life's experiences. Like, I've worked with hospice. I've had to be the last person to tell a person, you're about to die. I have to administer morphine. I've been in surgical rooms, and I ain't never went to college, John.
Wow.
But it ain't nothing about the human body I don't know. And I don't owe Sally Mae a goddamn thing.
That's
Life was
a
his
plus.
best teacher.
That is a plus. Did you participate in any of the talent shows and things of that nature?
Yeah, I did talent shows. In school, I was always the wild child, like not very shy, not very timid. I remember 9th grade year at Christian, we had a pep rally where all the freshmen had to wear red, and this is when everybody just knew that like something ain't right with this girl. They was like, come on, like, the 9th grade, the June, like, everybody.
yeah.
I ran out there, I just got going for it. I mean, in front of the whole school, principals hitting the splits, John twerking on the floor before it was a thing.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was always ready. I was
So that
always
talent
trained
was
to go.
dancing at the time.
Always. I was on T3. T3 was a dancing
Okay.
team back then, front line. Like,
Okay.
if you was the best, you was on the front row. And there
There
I
you
was,
go.
the youngest on the killing it. I've always had a passion for dancing and music.
And music. And speaking about your music, when did you find out that you had that talent and passion? Was it probably around 10th grade, maybe high school?
So I always knew that I had a thing for rhymes. So
Okay.
when I was growing up, one of my escapes was the chicken noodle soup books. And so the chicken noodle soup books were very passionate and deep stories, but they always rhyme. So I found the love for rhyming at that point in life.
No
And then
doubt.
from there, it went to storytelling. And the first time that I really started to put my finger on music is when I was in a relationship with Braden and Lamont's dad, Bubba.
Okay. Okay.
It became my escape for the trauma that I was enduring in that relationship.
No doubt.
And then that's how Pull Up Her Page was born.
How was your experience with boys at that time?
At what time? During school?
Yes.
I always had a boyfriend.
Okay.
I've always had a boyfriend since I was little, like kindergarten.
Okay. What they call that, like sweet 16, puppy love type
I
of stage?
mean, they would give me their donuts
Right.
during the flower roses little thing. I would
Right,
always
right.
get a gift. Like I've always been pretty to somebody.
Do you have any children?
I have 5 sons.
What was the youngest your age was when you had your first son?
I was pregnant at 15 and I had Aaron at 16 years old, John.
Being pregnant at 15 and assuming the scrutiny, though in certain areas in a household or not household or in the streets, is normalized, did you face any backlash?
Yeah, I had some of my friends not be able to be my friends no more. Some of their moms felt like they wanted to protect them from me. They had this this whole way of thinking, like, oh, she fast, she this, she that, but nobody understood what I understood within having my baby at that age, John.
Well, at age 15, a lot of older people will commit, when I say hitting the word with whole, with fast, they'll compensate that word with such. Was that really your relations at that time of that age? You were just experimenting at a young age, or you were really dating a boyfriend and you had a baby?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was with one guy. He was at my house with me, and this child was born because at this point in time in my life, my mom had relapsed. So I was living on Page Street off of the Northeast side with no lights, no water. Nobody would have never thought that because I came to school. I was Shavon. I've always had to hide the pain with a mask, John. And the guy that I was dating at the time, which is Lil Aaron's dad, Aaron,
Yeah.
was there with me
Okay.
with no lights, with no water, had a house that he can go to. So, of course, at that time, all I could give in return was sex.
No doubt.
And then one thing led to another. It had nothing to do with being fast.
Did you learn that quite early when you said you were dating? You noticed that majority of the boys was quick to give you things, compliment you with things, and you noticed like, okay, if I give them what they want, they give me what I want.
Yeah.
And you think that
Yeah.
played into the stage of
It started, I learned that very young, and that even went as far as to like stepdads too. Yep.
wow. Now, as time went by, you had your first kid at 15. What was the next age you had your other child?
19.
19. Were you
Going on 20.
in like long-term relationships in those
All of
stages?
them. All of my children's dads, I was in long relationships with at least 4 to 5 years or more. I was. I've never had a DNA test for any of my children. I've never needed one. There has never been a question. All of their birth certificates are signed, John. They're all accounted for. All of the families step for all of my boys. Still to this day. I had children, and I have multiple child's fathers, John, because I had limitations for myself. Yes, I've always gotten into relationships with hopes of a family. That was always my dream. Coming up, not being a part of one always left that hole in me, let me say. So when I got in a relationship, it was, yeah, well, it's forever. Like, let's have our baby. Let's get married. Let's this, let's that. But as the time would go on and I would be abused, I would be cheated on and things like that, I would leave. Like, I ain't never been left. None of them have ever left me. I left them. So I could have only always had one if that's what my heart was destined to be. But if that would have been the case, then I would have never met my husband. And my husband is the realest nigga out of all of them.
No doubt.
Don't nobody come before him.
And we're going to double back on that too, to talk more about that. In the meantime, the biggest misconception you hear when women have multiple children with multiple baby daddies is the idea that they are promiscuous or hoes.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your thoughts on that very notion alone?
Well, my thoughts on that, coming from somebody like me, is it's not true. It just depends on who the individual is per se. Now, some women do have multiple baby daddies and just don't care, don't know they got to get a DNA test. Dudes don't want to. That is predominantly a lot of the truth. But when speaking on somebody like me, it ain't. So, I mean, it's a hit or miss. It just depends on the soul you're inquiring about. Everybody's not promiscuous.
Throughout the duration of having children, one moment you are a single mother of 2, single mother of 3 or 4. Did you ever find it hard to date having children?
I never
and
found
meeting
it.
men who wanted to deal with you in the expectation of the father figure position?
Nope, that has never been my issue because my children are my children. So when I'm dealing with a man or I'm with somebody, it is never their responsibility. What you do will always be extra, but I'm going to always step behind these.
Understood. Yet it's still, most men, when they take on relationships, they understand the father figure role and position that have to be adapted when dealing with the mother, because what comes with the mother is something he have to learn how to deal. Now, when you have your current boyfriend, before you become your fiance and husband, did he have any children?
Are you
When you
speaking
met
on
him?
my husband?
Yes.
No,
When you met him, when he had no children.
no children at all.
Okay. How did he take it when y'all dating process and he said, hey, you have any children? You said, yes, I have 4. 4 different men. Did he take it with a stride? Did you see any change in his behavior? Did you see him have any doubt or he expressed doubt?
My husband already knew who I was. So we didn't even need to talk about it. I mean, a little questions here and there, but he already knew who I was. He had followed me on social media. He seen the boys. He used to see me pick them up, drop them off places just in passing. He already knew 2 of them just from around the way. You know what I mean? So, no, it wasn't even. When we met and he saw me, he saw me.
A lot of people argue that most women have no chance in finding a man that would take up the role of father figure positioning when you have multiple children and in the process having multiple men as their fathers. You seem to beat the odds of that.
Yes, I did. And I can understand it. I can understand it very much so. But with my situation, this situation is peace. I don't have drama. I don't have this baby daddy popping up, this fight. Like, that's not my life. Everybody's in position here, John.
So you get along with every last father?
I get along with all the children's dad. I recently had some discrepancies with my oldest son's dad for kind of putting my feet places that they didn't belong. If I hadn't have did that, trying to, it's a long story behind that situation, but still to this day, it does not affect the bond nor the relationship with his child. And if I need to pick up the phone in the event that something is going on with his son, he's there.
Not only you totally beat the odds in regards of finding a man that's willing to deal with you, you found a husband.
Yes.
You were made an honest woman, a wife. in the
Yes.
process of a man who had no children prior to meeting you and taking on a mantle by having a kid with you, but also getting in a lifelong partnership.
Yes.
Another thing, though, the age difference.
Hmm.
You being older than him by how many years?
What is it, 11? 11 or
11.
12? Yeah.
Did the difficulty of maturity ever came into play in that process?
From day one, my husband has been very mature. When we first met,
Dope.
he told me he was a little older than what he was. But he was so strong willed and so anointed that I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it to be not true until I was told from a friend at the time, like, you know how old he really is, and I was in a panic and in an uproar. And, at the time, I didn't know what to do because I didn't want the image. I didn't want it to look like, I was pedophilic or I was preying on the youth or nothing because I was just minding my business. But when I ran into my husband at the J&H on Burton in line, and I looked at him and he looked at me, like we often make this little joke, like we feel like we still there.
Dope. Who pursued who?
He pursued me.
Now, being that it may, do you feel as if y'all done having children?
No, why would I be done?
Well, some people have a cap. Some say 5 is enough or 6 is enough or, that's all.
I want to have his daughter.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so if I can have a baby by my husband and give him a daughter, that would mean the world to me. If it's another boy, I'm going to try again, and we'll decide at that point how we feel. My oldest is 18. He's getting ready to, do his own thing. They move on pretty fast out here now. So rooms will become available. Space will become.
How do the children that don't belong to him get along with him?
Oh, they all love and respect him.
Nice.
Everybody, my whole family. Like, he's honorable from here to Jamaica.
Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Where he's from.
He's from Grand Rapids.
Nice.
Born
nice.
and raised.
Dope, dope, dope. Give me 3 words that best describe him.
Anointed, faithful, and real.
Annoying, faithful, and real?
Anointed.
Oh, I'm about to say, like, goodness.
No,
How the hell you
he's
become-
anointed. So when
Okay.
I mean anointed, I mean he's chosen.
No question. No question.
His soul is definitely chosen.
No question.
Not nobody to be toyed with.
Now, double backing on the hip hop music.
Yes.
How long you been rapping?
About 10 years, I guess. I don't even really keep track, John, to be honest. Like, I've been rapping for this long,
Yeah.
Because sometimes I stop, sometimes I start. Like, I'm gifted, so I'm not somebody that always has to have a mic in my hand. Like, for years, I stop. And then one day I feel like I'm finna do it again. I'm finna chase my dream again. Then I feel like I'm gonna stop, and then I do it again because it doesn't matter how many times I stop and go. I'm still the GOAT.
Are you a writer or you a person who go in and just freestyle off top?
I freestyle for exercise. Some of them be dope. I freestyled one of my raps with Pepsi before.
Nice.
Called Reality. So she actually witnessed me and her cousin. I walked in, they played the beat, and then I just kind of went in. Some of the songs, a lot of my songs I write when I'm being serious. I will write.
Well, what would you say your music consists of? What is it about? Is it more about boss lady, getting money, the hustler, the street life? Or is it more about, real livelihood, growing up, in the way you were raised? What is it, your description of your music and your sound?
I'm a realistic rapper. I don't really get up there and talk about, weave this and da-da. Like, I speak about what I see, like what I've seen. I speak about what I experienced. I speak about what I see other people experience. I really don't get off into fake rapping. Like, it just ain't me.
How many day ones you have?
To be honest, I only really have one individual that I consider to be my best friend, and that's Janae.
Nice, nice. She rap also?
Yeah, she doing. She a dog.
Okay, okay. So, what age was it when you had a ghostwriter, when someone helped you with your bars and your songs and producing?
I've never had a ghostwriter. I've never needed a ghostwriter. The most I ask for from friends or like somebody that's around and listens, like, hey, what do you think about this? Or if I'm stuck somewhere and I feel like I'm repeating the same word, then now I have somebody throw me a word, and that's only happened a couple times. Tyvon Franklin helped me when we worked at Cascade with the Day Ones song that I made in the graveyard, and then my best friend Janae helped me with like a little 1-2 here and there before a couple things when I was like, bitch, what you think I should put right? Like, you know. But as far as that, it's me.
What inspired the song Fed Up?
Fed Up got inspired by just it got just what I see and what I can say I sometimes go through when being married. Being married is so challenging. It's so hard, John, and it's not only hard for me. It's hard for a lot of people that I see be married. And I finally understand now, being a wife, being in a committed relationship, why people fall for temptation. I see what arguing and fighting every night can lead to restless nights, and you know what I'm saying, people giving up, like, you know what I'm saying, divorces and shit like that. Fed Up means a lot to me because I feel like over the couple past months, my marriage has been challenged, honestly. And it's been pushed to its limits, and I've been feeling fed up.
Like most marriages, they're going to have their adaptive challenges and issues. How do you handle those issues is the most important thing. So how do you handle, especially with the age gap between you two, can you honestly say that you handled it the most healthy way, professional way, like going to see a psych? Or would you say we just argue, we see our differences, then we just move on and we just deal?
I feel like in my marriage, sometimes, honestly, I hurt my husband. And it's not intentional. It's just because I'm hurt and I speak, but I don't listen to what I'm saying. I just rah, 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 rah. You know? And there be a big miscommunication because it don't even be that on his end, and it don't even be that on my end. And then we'll come days later at some point in time though, and we'll talk. That's one thing that has held my marriage together all these years through everything. It's been the fact that me and my husband will communicate, John. So even if things get said on my end or on his end, it ain't never left unfixed.
How long you been married?
I've been married to my husband going on 4 years this July.
Had divorce ever became an option in your mind?
No, I say it to him just to piss him off because I'm his wife, but this shit is...
Do you think divorce ever came in his mind?
No.
You think so? No?
No.
Okay.
He loved me, John.
What specific issues did you face within the marriage that made it so challenging? Was it infidelity? Was it more like, you know, I don't need to submit to you. You're younger than me.
Nope.
I've been around much longer.
My whole thing is, okay, this age thing, we're spiritual beings, John. So a calendar can't define anything. A calendar is only as important as you make it in this realm. So when it comes to me and my husband, we are evenly yoked and we are spiritually equal.
So despite his age, you will submit to your man.
I have to. That's my husband.
Respect. Did you find it easy to go to your family members when it comes to y'all problems and issues? Do y'all kind of just hatch it out yourselves, or you go tell your auntie, your grandmother, or a
Um,
friend, and
The
they
only
know? And
person people I ever felt comfortable with discussing my husband like that is my mom and my dad. Sometimes I'll speak to my best friend, with that being my best friend, like she'll speak to me in regards to her marriage. You know what I mean? So things like that. But like so many people know. And the only big things that I hold sacred to my heart, only my mom and dad.
were your mom and dad married?
Yes.
For how long?
My mom and dad were married for over 20 years.
What was their first initial thought about your husband?
My dad loved him up until his dying days. He was like, respect that man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a real nigga. And my dad is a street nigga. So he's like, I'm telling you, don't play with him. Mm-hmm. And my mom, when she first heard about the age difference, she was kind of like not understanding of it. Like, really, Shavon? Like, this boy? Like, But once she got to meet him and she got to be around him and just see what I seen in his eyes, she loved him to death. Like,
That's dope.
like she understood what I seen.
Define protecting your energy.
I consider protecting my energy by channeling into my woman's intuition. So if I'm being told in the gut not to do something and I've seen it in a dream or anything, or my spidey senses go off, I'm going to move accordingly. I'm not going to go against the grain. So if I feel like I have to second guess anything, if it brings chaos nor confusion, then it's a situation where I have to resort back to protect your energy.
No doubt. No doubt. Would you say that you live with regrets?
Every day.
What's one major regret?
One of the biggest regrets in my life would be a situation where I kept a secret from my husband I shouldn't have.
Why? To protect his feelings or protect yours?
Both.
What made you even tell the secret without me acknowledging or wanting to know the secret? But what made you just admit it and say, I'm going to tell him?
Because I love him.
No doubt.
And I gave myself a time limit on if we made it this far. I knew he was the one. I knew that he'd protect my secret. It was time.
Moving forward, what would you say right now is a plus when it comes to the Grand Rapids rap scene? Like right now, do you think we get some good recognition with the artists that's performing now? Or do you think we still just need to work on getting on the map when it comes to the music?
I feel like Sleazy definitely paved the way. And I feel like if Grand Rapids would concentrate on more realistic rapping, then there's a lot of potential here. But Grand Rapids tends to ride waves and follow trends.
True enough. When it comes to your beat selection, what producer do you seek? And what producer do you have making your music as far as the beats is concerned?
I don't even take it that far, to be honest. Like, I just go on YouTube, I listen to something, or I like to play the industry. Like,
Oh, okay.
What we already in love with. Because that's what's going to make a star.
And put your twist on it.
Yeah.
No
Because
doubt.
it's, if you pay attention to the industry, it ain't nothing but repeated instrumentals. That's it.
So, what collaboration in this city with certain artists would you like to, link up with? If you have any.
I really don't.
Okay.
Honestly.
Who was your favorite artist you used to look up to that's in the industry and
Tupac.
established? Okay. I think that's
That's
any
my-
person that's born in the 80s like myself
That's
can
my
relate.
brother.
No doubt.
That's my big brother. He know that.
No doubt. What kind of music, since there's like a 10-year age gap, again, bringing back to your husband, do he listen to? And do you rock with the music and the wave that he be on?
He be keeping me modern. I got him,
Right.
older, but
I hope you put school him to that biggie and Pac sound. I hope you school my mans to that,
My baby, no, he
Yeah.
definitely a rare form.
Does it sound more geared to Detroit or Flint?
He's an NBA young boy type.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He a hawk.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anything to turn him green.
No doubt.
He there.
So I have this thing called social media.
Yes, you do.
Social accountability, and I've been on the page now. So let's go ahead and look at some things, and we're gonna just question stuff that you post and whatnot.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and go on this post. That was probably about a week or 2 business days, 5 days ago, and it says, "God help me turn my dreams into reality." Good morning to everybody.
Yes.
Now, what dreams is that you want to be in reality?
I want the dream to be heard and lead.
Okay.
That's my
Elaborate.
dream.
Heard as in music or heard in general?
Well, the whole point in music is to talk, is to speak. Going way back into slavery, slaves didn't come up to each other like, "Hey, we finna run." They had Negro spirituals, and these Negro spirituals led us to be free to this day. At least as far as to free us to what we believe, because we was never imprisoned anyway. Spirits, but when I'm speaking upon being heard, I'm just speaking upon the old natural Negro spiritual, because I feel like what I talk about and what I preach is vital to the life, to the lifeline. I'm not encouraging you to go and kill. I'm not encouraging you to go and do drugs. I'm trying to help you heal.
No question. On one of your posts, you have a T-shirt that's interesting. It says, "Eat pussy, it's healthy." What health benefits you think comes from eating pussy?
It was just being funny. Ain't shit healthy about eating no pussy.
Okay.
I just seen it on Rockstar. It was a little $8 shirt. That was cute or whatever. Didn't cost much.
No
So I'm
question.
like, this would be kind of dope. So I
No
just got it. It
question.
don't even fit me, to be honest. It's like an extra large. It's big as hell. But I knew and I know that it's something that'll get people in an uproar. Eat pussy.
Right. Get people
Start some
thinking and
shit,
talking
yeah,
and whatnot.
shit
Yeah,
healthy about
controversial
eating no
to
pussy.
it.
Keep your mouth on your face.
There you go. So, probably back in December on the 14th, you said you decided to start back doing music. What made you stop in the first place?
I stopped because I wanted to focus on moving up in the world. I wanted to try being more adult-like. I wanted to change my image.
Okay.
Honestly.
Did you succeed?
Hell no, I'm back rapping.
Okay.
It's like I try so hard to be what I feel like I'm supposed to be, but that only goes so far with somebody like me, because I know who I'm destined to be. So
Shavon, who are you destined to be?
I'm destined to be great. I'm destined to be a leader. I'm destined to be a stigma breaker. When I go, John, it's going to be a sad day in Grand Rapids, believe it or not.
I believe the stigma breaker is well done, accomplished.
Yeah.
But a leader to who?
A leader to the girls that never thought they could win.
No question.
A leader to the girls with multiple baby daddies. A leader to the girls that's being abused. A leader to the girls that have came up under pedophile stepdads, crackheaded mamas. A leader to, you know what I'm saying, young mothers. A leader to the future. I have a dream, and so did Martin Luther King.
Did your husband face any scrutiny on his end that you know of for dealing with you?
They hated like a motherfucker, but they hate because they knew that me and him together would be unstoppable.
For my personal input, if someone would have said, "Hey, I know a woman who had 4 children, met a guy who had no kids, he married her, take on the family, and create another baby by her," it would have been one of those stories where I'm like, "You sure? Really?" And it's dope to hear that happened, because you hear the total opposite of that, and the beat down of women who have multiple children, that, hey, your old news, you're used goods. Nobody wants you.
Yeah.
You too much mileage on your
Exactly.
vehicle, on your body. And then again, you hear that if a man deal with such a woman, you a simp, you a loser, or you desperate, or she just got the looks, so that's the only thing you caught up in. I'm glad that I see and literally witness in front of me a different type of testament of loyalty, of success, of perseverance. Now, with that being said, this man works his ass off. He take care of the kids. He do his thing when it comes to, you know, being a husband and tolerating your ups and downs and your highs and lows. I'm assuming he supports your music, correct?
Yes, he does. He's always supported my dream.
Now, with that being said, this man deserved the world, correct?
Correct.
Do he deserve a threesome?
At this point, he can fuck any bitch he wants to. He's very deserving of it.
Respect. Now, tell me this. When it comes down to your music, what do you have planned? What is next when it comes down to your sound? I see that you've been dropping a lot of hints, little short videos here and there, you know. But what is the overall goal right now for your music?
Honestly, the goal is just to leave a legacy. Like, I've already made it to where I feel like I need to make it spiritually, John. What I'm doing now is leaving who was Shavon. So I don't need to make it big. I don't need to be on tabloids and none of them things like that. But what I need is for the world to know the truth. What I need is for when I'm no longer here, my children be able to resort back to my social media, my grandchildren and their children, and see who their grandmother was.
That part.
That's my point.
If you could change the hands of time and go anywhere back in time and rearrange anything that will be a reflection of today, what would you change?
I don't really want to hit the nail on the head, but I take it back to October of 2019, and I would change an encounter that I had.
What year?
2019.
2019, sorry. Okay. Teenage.
I was grown.
Oh, okay.
I was just turning 29.
Gotcha. What would that change be if you don't mind sharing, or you rather not?
I can't.
Understood.
But if I can go back in time, I would change that moment right there.
Do you meditate?
Yeah, a lot.
How often?
Every day. I have to.
So you believe in the grand creator?
Specify what that is to you.
I guess for most, God.
But what does God mean to you?
Well, for me, the grand creator, one who created all and responsible of what we call the universe and earth. Do you have that same belief or no?
I believe in the higher power, and I believe in the higher power that promotes positivity and good, because there's also a higher power that promotes negativity and bad.
With that being said, do you believe the majority of people who are evil or do things that are wrong is influence, or is it purely based upon who they are?
It's just who they are. It's their kind.
Nice. So, when you with your man, your husband, correction, do y'all pray together? Do y'all meditate together? Just an insight
time.
of it? That's so dope.
A lot of time.
That's dope. And you know what else is dope? If y'all have issues, you go to a married couple. Not too much to single friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Our parents is our go-tos.
Right.
who were both married. His mom and dad were married when he was conceived. My mom and dad was married when I was
Are
conceived.
you worried about being accepted?
Not anymore.
Why?
Because people need to worry about me accepting them now.
No doubt. So, with all the tabloids that have been happening lately with the industry, P. Diddy and people having to do these things and these crazy acts just to get in the industry, you express that you're not really pressed to be in the industry, but you are concerned about being heard. So, the industry, how they kind of promote it online is a dirty game.
Yeah.
Do you plan on just simply dropping your music for free on certain apps or websites and just letting your voice be heard, or do you really want to make some form of business and profit from this?
Right now, I haven't got that far because I don't really care. I feel like who I need to touch will be touched. And in all these years, the people that I needed to touch, I have been touching. I see them, they see me, they love me. Hey, Shavon. My job and my will is being done. I want nothing to do with the industry
No
at
doubt.
all. Hell no, John. And I'm pretty sure you know I mean what I say. Like, I can do my own thing. I don't need the industry. They're not getting my soul.
Good way to put it.
That's what it's about. It's about the power invested in me. And I know who I am.
Speaking of the power, let's say we switch that power dynamic back to the marriage. Was there any argument and debating about who paid what? The man's supposed to pay all the bills and you supposed to keep my nails up and my hair done and I stay at home with the kids, or no, I'm working and I keep my money and you work and you pay all your money onto these bills. Was there any type of, disconnect there?
Nope. Me and my husband both do our part. We both do our part. God do the rest.
I see exactly what you're saying. I was watching this old, I guess it's like a reel or short where it showed interviewer talking to the people in 1960s. And the man said to the woman, he's your husband, he's your leader, he's your everything, right? She said, yes. Do he work? Like, yeah. Is he the one who run the household? She said, yeah. No. They did a comparison to fast forward of now modern times. And a lot of women is saying, no, I'm the boss. I run this. I run that. He got to do this. I think if you don't understand the recent days and times and how teamwork has always been the best work. When you know how to move together. Let's say you did just say, yeah, he took on the mantle to run the whole show. But y'all trying to reach a certain goal. Him doing it by himself going to take much of a slower pace or whatever. But when both is up on it, both is focused, both is hungry, both put in the same type of energy that is necessary to get to these type of goals where, by the time we retire, we still have enough energy and youth to keep traveling and see the world. As long as we keep up this pace, that's the thing. I think understanding how to communicate and finding what works for you. I don't think there's no wrong way. I think there's only one way. And one way is what y'all agree on. Exactly. Simple as that. You're going to have one man say, I don't want my wife to work because I want to take care of everything. She stay home and make home. If that works for y'all, cool. But that don't work for everybody.
Right.
And yes, like the brother said, this demonic world and the stresses that comes with this, sometimes it takes a family unit, it takes a power couple to do these things together. And later on, you're going to reap the benefits. I promise that. I'm about to go into this segment real quick.
Okay.
Called Stupid, Ridiculous Questions. And here we go.
All right.
Would you share your partner toothbrush?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Do aliens exist?
Yeah.
How you know? What makes you think that?
Because we exist.
We're humans.
So
aliens.
are they. They're spirits. Everything exists.
So you believe in ghosts?
I've seen ghosts.
You sure?
Positive.
How you know if it's more angelic or demonic?
Because I'm chosen. It wasn't nothing. It's just what it is.
No doubt.
I got a divine eye.
No question. If a group of females was jumping you in front of your man, what do you expect him to do?
Beat their ass.
You know what's crazy? I had an interview with somebody. They said, she said, well, I don't want him to hit a girl, so I want him to just pull each one off. I'm like, yeah, all right.
'Cause if I seen a group of niggas jumping him, it's up.
No question. No question. Is it cool for a man to go on his woman's phone?
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
She ain't doing nothing. I mean, or if he need to see something or...
Mm-hmm. If all else fails in a relationship with a man, are you willing to date a stud?
I thought about it. I thought about it because it's something that I've never done.
But wouldn't that defeat the purpose of dating one of them if they're more like males? You might as well just get a male.
It's a woman. That's what's wrong with the world. Everybody don't use their eyes. It doesn't matter what that person's portraying to be, what costume, that is a woman. And I've never been with a woman.
Would you rather be a vegan for 1 week or go without food for 48 hours?
I'd be a vegan.
Talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about.
How you gonna live for 40 hours with no food?
2 days, no food. You can live.
Yeah, you can live.
Drinking water, that's about it.
Yeah.
You'll be done, right? What celebrity would you ever consider being in a movie in? Must be a movie star, obviously.
Denzel Washington.
What would a movie be about? He did a lot of movies.
I would make a movie with Denzel Washington. I guess, and concepts to me.
Okay.
Like in my life. So I guess he can be the dad. Like he can be my dad and because he was really good in Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
So he can be the drug dealer and my mom can be the crackhead like she was, and kind of like the coldest winter ever effect, if you've ever read that book.
Oh, okay. I heard of it though. I know
That'll
that.
be the kind of look
Right.
I'd go for with us.
Okay. I'm gonna say one word. You give me what comes first thing to mind.
Okay.
Burger King,
Onion rings.
Chuck E. Cheese,
Pizza.
World Star Hip Hop,
Legends.
Michael Jackson,
Pain.
Prince.
Gay. Sorry.
I have to edit that out.
No,
dog.
you cannot.
Dog. I know you ain't say that about Prince,
I did.
man.
You asked me.
Prince, man, come on, man. Alicia Keys,
Beautiful.
P. Diddy,
Misunderstood.
Cousin's Chicken,
Greasy.
Load of Spud,
Never had it.
New York Fried Chicken,
Cheese fries.
Detroit Music,
Goats.
Flint Sound,
Water. It's what came to my mind. That's all I know
Water?
about Flint. Is their
Flint
water was
Sound?
bad.
You don't know about their music?
No, I told you. I be minding my business.
Okay. So, when it comes to cutting people off, it was the same. Simple mathematics. When things aren't adding up, start subtracting. What would it take for you to cut a friend off?
disloyalty repetitively. So that means that I forgive because ain't nobody perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. But when you repetitively keep doing something, then it's time for you to go.
What does this saying means to you? Reward loyalty with loyalty, and reward disloyalty with distance.
That I don't know. I stand 10 tones behind that. That's law. That's something that I would hashtag law.
What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for life.
What is the best qualities your husband offered to you?
Loyalty.
If you can say the firecracker of your 5 boys, the one that's going to snap, which child is the most wildest of them all?
Aaron.
The oldest. The oldest? He ain't the what? What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because he protective of the youngers.
Yes. That's like my brother.
Okay.
It's crazy because I had him so young. Everywhere we go, they're like, that's your mom. That's your mom. I would have never thought. They always think we're siblings.
There you go. Would you ever find yourself feeling a bit insecure as time get older when you know there's younger counterparts around for your husband? Have you ever felt that way or no?
All the time.
What could he do or what do you do to reassure that you have nothing to worry about?
I just rebuke it and I go on for what and for who I am.
No
I'm
doubt.
still my own God. And I can waste a lot of time worrying about the next young lady coming up to the point that I lose myself, or I can keep on nurturing and flowering and growing who I am, and maybe she end up wanting to be me.
What do you want to say coming to the end of this interview that you could dedicate to your husband, your children, to the people who's watching, to those who never knew you and they get now a glimpse of who you are? What will be the last words you want to share?
If these was my last words that I would be able to share, first off, I want to say to my husband that I love you so much that I can't see life without you. You've put the icing on the cake for me with ever wanting to find and experience love. I know that there's no man out here that can ever match you. I know that, with time, our wounds will heal. I know that God has a very strong covenant over us. And I just want you to know that I love you. And I'm sorry for anything that I have may done to you. It was never ill intent. It was just only wanting me to learn, to grow, and to flourish, to be the woman that I am here before you today. To my children, I will want y'all to always keep and hold unity. That means no friends, no woman, nobody should ever separate what I've created. I've handcrafted each and every one of them to be who they are and to be who I need them to be to stand the test of times as my children. Being my boys come with a very high expectation that I need each and every one of them to live up to because they're Shavon's children. I want them to live life and to always follow their intuition, to always know that mom did her best, to always know that if it was ever, this or that it was always them. So meaning there was no man placed before you. There was no fame placed before you. There was no job placed before you. And I want them to instill that same law into themselves so that when they are fathers, nothing comes before their children. To my mom, I want to thank her for holding on to me through the toughest times, through the hardest times. I want her to know that she's perfect, that there was never nothing in this world that she could have ever done differently. I don't care how much dope she smoked. I don't care who she was or what was what. She's my mother. She's an honorable woman. And I wouldn't have chosen no other woman to have be wounded from but her. It has played a significant role in who I am today. I'm strong today. To everybody that say that they don't like me, I just want to give a shout out to y'all, because a lot of people that don't like me don't know me. You all have never given me a chance. The city has always made it hard for me to flourish. They've always made it hard to accept me, even in school, when always secretly liking me and loving me and being obsessed, in a sense, with me. I really just want to break at this point in life. I've proven, I've given, and I've shown, and I've helped all the years of me being a part of Grand Rapids. And I feel like now at this point in life and the heights that I have exceeded through all the triumph, I feel like it's only right to pay homage and to finally let up on me. I'm not as bad as everybody painted me to be. And a lot of the colors used to paint my cannabis never fit me from jump. For everybody that has been in support of me, everybody that has been rocking with me, I appreciate y'all. I needed it. I came from so much pain and sorrow and confusion and chaos that it was all of you people throughout my life that stood by me that played the biggest part in my healing process and the strength that I display today. And I would appreciate if everybody that has been pouring into me, praying for me, watching me, being proud of me, continue on this journey with me up until my dying day.
Amen to that. I want to say thank you for taking time out your day, time out your busy schedule to sit down with me.
Thank you for having me.
No question. Have a very good, I would assume, chat about life, ups and downs, triumphs, tribulations.
Yeah.
And I really hope to have another interview, hopefully in the future.
Yes, I would love it. I really enjoyed this.
Fist bump to that.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
If you enjoy my content, well, please follow, like, and subscribe for more.